Welcome. Let's begin the presentation focused on overcoming challenges and highlighting our robust solutions, which are part of database lifecycle management pack. In recent client discussions across industries, a notable trend has surfaced: widespread adoption of modernization initiatives. Many companies are either currently modernizing their database infrastructure or are in the planning stages. Their goals include streamlining and automating process for cost reduction, elevating security through practices like patching, standardized configurations, and ongoing compliance auditing, enabling a developer-centric environment for on-demand database deployment in a hybrid cloud setting. Database Lifecycle Management Pack automates IT operations, strengthens security, and efficiently manages configurations and compliance. Today, our focus will be on patching, addressing challenges, threats, and risks associated with non-patch systems, and exploring strategies to enhance your patching methods. Many enterprises underestimate the effort invested in patching operations. Oracle consistently issues critical patch updates each quarter. However, manually scrutinizing these patches, understanding their impact, and applying them is both labor intensive and prone to errors. What's more, this process repeats regularly with each quarter. Right from analyzing the patches to applying these patches on impacted databases, with significant time and effort involved, an enterprise typically allocates over 12 person weeks annually for a single database administrator to conduct this comprehensive assessment. This substantial time investment could be utilized more effectively. It is important to note that advocating for a reduction in patching frequency, halting the patching process altogether, and falling behind in the quarterly patching is not the solution. By doing so, an organization risks falling behind in the latest patches, leaving assets vulnerable to potential threats. It's crucial to find a more efficient and effective approach to streamline patching operations while maintaining optimal security measures. Making sure our data is super secure is a top priority across all areas for everyone in the company, what we refer as security hardening. Patching allows you to implement security hardening. The goal is to maintain and protect all our sensitive data. And why is that? It is mainly because of numerous security challenges you deal with to make sure your assets are not breached by bad actors. Based on all the data breaches happening lately, many companies are focusing on four major areas to tighten up their security. First, they are making sure all their software is up to date. And then they're trying to standardize their configurations across all their systems. Third, they are putting more emphasis on regularly auditing their systems to ensure they are compliant with security regulations. And lastly, they are being extra careful with who has access to critical systems by managing elevated privileges more strictly. In the next few minutes, I'll walk through solution for each of these challenges. To begin with, let's look at our first use case, which is patch to secure. As the number of data breaches continue to increase, more and more companies are elevating their IT risk management, and they are expected to maintain a security posture as defined by respective security offices. With DBLM, you can automate day-to-day operational tasks like setting up new databases, managing configurations to meet compliance standards, installing security patches, and cloning, among other database lifecycle management activities. You can also manage and secure your assets compliance with industry and regulatory standards like CIS, STIG, HIPAA, or PCI DSS. Strengthen configuration security, manage changes, especially undesired changes to reduce the risk of breaches. And you can leverage built-in autonomous health framework ExaCheck to secure and manage your Exadata infrastructure stack for any health, performance, and security issues. Fleet maintenance is a solution in DBL that helps you to patch databases wherever they are in hybrid cloud environment. Databases can be residing in traditional data center, Exadata cloud at customer, Exadata cloud service, or in clouds like AWS and others. You'll also get automated insight into vulnerable assets and precise patch recommendations to apply for databases in residing in various configurations, be it in data guard mode or if you have TDE enabled. So it is one tool for end-to-end patching operations. While there are multiple benefits which you can see here on the screen, one important aspect which I would like to call out is our integration with Privileged Access Management, that is PAM solution. PAM integration eliminates the need for you to store hard-coded passwords in applications. So now you can rather store these highly sensitive passwords at a central location, ensuring a high level of security across your database management. Fleet maintenance can be used to patch multi-tenant databases. As an administrator, there are two ways to patch or upgrade multi-tenant ecosystem. Patch a container database and its pluggable databases together. Once you patch a CDB, all PDBs in that CDB are patched automatically. Another approach is you plug out a PDB from a container database and plug in to another container database which is on your required patch version. Once you plug in the PDB, it will be patched to make sure the versions of CDB and PDB are aligned. Building on the challenges outlined earlier, particularly the resource-intensive nature of patching, let's delve into our solution, Fleet Maintenance Hub. This feature is a part of DBLM license pack and addresses the concern raised in the earlier slides. Patching is often driven by the need to apply Oracle's recommended security patches, especially with the quarterly release of critical patch updates. Fleet Maintenance Hub steps in to simplify this process for you. It provides you with automated patch identification, assets impact notification, and a workflow for gold image creation, which streamlines the patch deployment process, simplifying and expediting the overall operation. By automating patch identification, providing impact notification, and offering an efficient deployment workflow, Fleet Maintenance Hub significantly reduces the burden on DBAs. This in turn contributes to a more streamlined and effective patching process, optimizing the use of resources and minimizing the time spent on this critical activity. Now, that being said, too many configurations of the same product in your environment is also a problem, commonly referred as configuration pollution scenario. DBLM also offers an advisor called Software Standardization Advisor, which scans the database configuration across all targets and generates a on-demand report of the existing environment. In the report, you can see several unique configurations of platform, version, database type, patches, along with the list of Oracle homes and database for each of these configurations. And the advisor provides a recommendation to minimize the pollution. Oracle strongly advises administrators to run this report quarterly, gain insight into the state of their database configurations. The accompanying image illustrates an example from a large customer's database estate, revealing nearly 300 distinct configurations, compared to the intended 10 configurations by their DBAs. Our recommendation aligns with the expectation of their DBAs, emphasizing the importance of periodic assessment to maintain a streamlined and manageable database environment. While configuration pollution is a challenge, misconfigurations is also another challenge, which IT development generally grapples with. These issues not only contribute to high maintenance cost, but also possesses a risk of potential security breach of your sensitive data. Configuration drift monitoring in Enterprise Manager helps in standardization by limiting the number of configurations in your data center. And with drift management functionality, you can continuously monitor and ensure all your targets are compliant with your baseline configuration. You can define and save your desired configuration known as reference target, and every other target will strive to be consistent with this reference target. Any change in the target configuration automatically shows you the drift and helps you take appropriate actions. So far, you have looked at how to patch, standardize, and manage config changes. While those are all important, you also want to make sure relevant security controls are in place so that you can monitor and manage the overall security posture of your assets. This can be accomplished with Database Lifecycle Management's security compliance solution. There are a broad set of out-of-box standards. For databases, there are standards like CIS benchmarks, DISA and we also have Oracle's own security best practices. For Linux hosts, there are standards like PCI DSS, HIPAA, and STIG. You can also import any external standards for host into Enterprise Manager. And for Exadata engineered systems, there are out-of-box standards for both on-premises Exadata and Exadata Cloud. Security breaches through the compromise of privileged identities can lead to damaged reputations, financial losses, and stolen intellectual property. Also, the risk of insider attacks, hybrid environments, and actors in the same network lead to easy password compromise, which in turn has increased the adoption of PAM across many organizations. A notable enhancement in Enterprise Manager is its integration with various PAM providers. This integration allows for the management of elevated privileges through a PAM solution, ensuring that these credentials are not stored within Enterprise Manager itself. The key benefits include centralized control of privilege access, which protects against privilege abuse by centralizing and controlling access of these privilege accounts. Secondly, elimination of hard-coded credentials, which enhances the security. Centralized storage, logging, and management also reduces the risk of unauthorized access. Fourth, compliance with regulatory requirements. It adopts a unique approach that aids organizations in complying with internal and regulatory requirements, including periodic password rotations. And lastly, monitoring and auditing privilege access. It facilitates ongoing monitoring and auditing of privilege access across all systems and databases, providing transparency and accountability. By integrating with PAM providers, Enterprise Manager contributes to a more secure environment, mitigating the risks associated with privileged identity compromise and ensuring compliance with industry regulations. This approach reflects a proactive stance in addressing the evolving landscape of cybersecurity threats. Summarizing, Enterprise Manager is your one management tool for hybrid multi-cloud environment where databases could be in traditional data center, commodity hardware, Exadata Cloud at customer, or Exadata Cloud services, and on public cloud entities. As a result of one management tool model, your team gets consistent user experience, no new skills to be learned for managing databases in on-premise XRCC or XRCS environment. One playbook as opposed to multiple to secure your assets and be compliant with audit policies. And agility and faster time to market by deploying hybrid PTBS. Explore our range of collaterals to gain a comprehensive understanding of our offerings. Options at your disposal include product details on the website, video contents, blogs, and technical documentations. But if you prefer a hands-on experience with fleet maintenance without the need for extensive setup, we recommend exploring our live labs. These on-demand environments provides you with an opportunity to review the product. Simply follow the lab guide, which offers step-by-step details on fleet maintenance, allowing you to complete the lab efficiently. Choose the option that best suits your preference and the level of engagement, whether it's an overview on the website, visual insights through videos, in-depth knowledge from blogs, technical details in the documentation, or a hands-on experience with our live lab.